Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing good. Still trying to get over a cold. I've had a cold for about a week now. Still trying to get over it. Almost over it, but I'm still got some congestion going on. I'm just steady working. I'm still working, still on the grind. Just trying to get through. I'll do a job journey update here pretty soon in about 2 or 3 weeks. I'll probably give you guys another job journey update. However, I want to talk about. I know you guys been watching. A lot of people are talking about on YouTube. I don't about this young lady that was on Dr. Phil. Her name is Treasure. She was talking about young, dark skinned African American black lady, young named Treasure on that she was on Dr. Phil, and she's hollering that she's white. um, a lot of people have been talking about that on YouTube. Um, uh, and I want to address that. I want to address that. This is very disturbing to me. I don't have cable right now, but I was able to watch clips of it on YouTube. I've been watching it on YouTube, and I'm just it's blowing my mind. It's just blowing my mind. I mean, this is it's very disturbing to me. Very disturbing. Some of the things that she was saying, this young lady was saying. Apparently, I guess this is the story. Um, her mother, it's her and her brother. They have an African American father. Her mother, actually, she's dark skinned. She's darker than her mother. Her mother is lighter than she is. um, and apparently, they have a dark skinned African American father. I'm gonna get back to that in a minute because I got some questions about that. But apparently, her mother married a white man. Her mother married a Caucasian man, and she married this man when Treasure was a little, uh, very young. I guess uh, I'm guessing she was very young. I'm guessing she was. I don't know how old she was, but I'm guessing she was really young when her mother married this white guy. So she told Treasure that her the white guy was her biological father. So she grew up thinking that she was biracial because her mother told her this. I guess her mother told her and her brother that. I don't know why her mother would do that, but I'm getting ready to get back to that. But yeah, apparently her mother told her that this white guy that she married was in fact her stepdad, was her biological dad. So she grew up thinking that she was biracial. So somewhere along the line, her mother said that when she was little, she would uh, cut the heads off her black dolls, and she would pretend like the black dolls was the white doll slave, and she said that she tried to brush it off, and thought that she was just going through a phase, and so she said she ducked her head in the sand, and she kind of brushed it off because she thought that the girl was going through a phase and that it was going to pass. I'm not going to fault her for that because sometimes as parents we have the tendency to do that. I'm a mother myself, and um, sometimes I know my son was having some issues in school. My oldest son, he had a lot of problems with focusing in school, and I do think that he had a little bit of ADHD, whatever you call that. And I was gonna I was thinking about getting him evaluated, but I never got around to it. And as a result, he didn't graduate. So um, I'm not gonna knock so much knock her for that because as a mother, I can kind of understand that because sometimes as mothers, we have the tendency if our child is having a problem with something, we have the tendency to think, oh well, maybe it'll pass or maybe they'll get past it, and or kind of go into maybe a denial in a sense. Sometimes you can go into complete denial and say, well, they're all right, they straight, they all right, but they're really not okay, you know. So I'm not gonna so much knock her for that, because I think I've been guilty of that myself. But but first of all, this was the first problem thing right here that I want to address. She should not have told that little girl that her white stepdad was her father. She should not have done that. That was wrong. Um, Somewhere along the line, some type of mental, emotional, psychological psychosis. They say it's some type of psychosis, maybe. Something happened to her psychologically, emotionally, psychologically. Somewhere along the line, something happened to her. I wondered. I was looking at a um, um, video. I was looking at. Um, I was looking at somebody's video, and the advice show. I was looking at the Phil on the advice show. If you guys ever catch him on here, he was saying that the father could have been a white supremacist. I said that's an excellent point. I think that, I keep looking back at that and playing back the clips and just listening to some of the things that was coming out of her mouth. She literally sounds like a white supremacist. She sounds like a racist white person, but she's worse than a racist white person. I mean, she sounds worse than a racist white person. I mean, even I've heard racist white people talk, and some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth, I haven't even heard racist white people say some of that stuff. So she's worse. She's actually worse. I mean, I'm kind of wondering if that's the case myself. I thought about that. I said, I wonder if that's the case, that maybe her white father was a white supremacist, because somewhere along the line, she didn't. Somebody her mother married this man when she was very young, when she was a young child. Somebody put these beliefs in her. Somewhere along the line, somebody somebody sent a message to this young girl. Somebody implanted a seed in her. And how did she start thinking this way? That's my question. It had to be somebody had to influence her somewhere along the way. Somebody had to plant those seeds in her head to make her, because some of the things that comes out of you guys gotta. I don't have the proper editing software. I have yet to get that, but I wish I could play the clips for you. But if you guys, it's if you go on the Dr. Phil website or channel, if you go on the Dr. Phil, you don't have to go on his website, but you can go on his channel. He has a channel here on YouTube. He has clips, and everybody, lots of people are covering this story. So there's lots of clips on here. If you can go back and you can look at the clips of some of the things that's coming out of her mouth, talking about uh, all black people are fat, and um, she, Dr. Phil had this black psychologist on there, and she called the psychologist a hood rat. Called her a hood rat, very disrespectful. So the this is, first of all, it's so many things about this that disturbs me. That's very disturbing to me. First of all, somebody planted those seeds. I wonder if her father was her white stepdad was a white racist supremacist, because somebody planted those seeds in her. Somebody put that in her head. Somebody somebody put that in. She got these. I know there's internet. I know that there's internet out there and everything. And she has a she access. She goes on the KKK website, so she could have got those ideas from there as well. But I think somebody planted those seeds at a very young age, because her, like I said, her mother said that she was cutting off heads of the black dolls when she was little. So something's not right about this story. Something ain't right. That father, I think that white stepdad was a racist. That's what I think, and he planted those seeds in that little girl's head. Somewhere along the line, something mentally happened to her, and it's this story is just so disturbing to me. First of all, I got so many questions about this situation. Like I said, first of all, her mother should not have told her that her white stepdad was her biological dad. She shouldn't have never told her that. You should never lie to children about who they're, particularly about the other parent, particularly about who their parent is. You should never, never, ever lie to a child about who their parent is, because that child deserves to know who both of their parents are. They deserve to know where they come from. You should never lie. I don't think you should lie. You should lie to children about anything, but you really shouldn't lie to a child about that. I know my youngest son, his dad has never been in his life, and I told him the truth about the situation between me and his dad, um, and who his dad was. I told him who his dad was, and everything like that. um, Initially, my first instinct was to lie to him. I'm gonna be honest, because of the situation. Um, when I was carrying him, and when he was still a baby, I had contemplated, because I didn't know what I was going to tell him when he got of age. Um, um, but I had contemplated on telling him that his father was deceased. But I said, no, I better not do that. I better tell him the truth. He deserves to know the truth. I said, he deserves to know who his father is. He deserves to know the truth. I shouldn't lie to him like that. So, but I did. I contemplated on lying to him. But I'm glad that I, thought about that, and I prayed about it, and I knew that it wasn't the right thing to do. So you should never lie to children about who their parent is. So that's the first thing right there. Her mother made that mistake. Her mother should have told her who her biological father was. That her biological father was in fact African American. She should have told those kids that from a young age. I don't know why she lied to them. Then when they got older, she told them the truth. But by that time, the damage was already done. So my second question is, where was the biological father? Where was the African American biological father? Why wasn't he in her brother's life? That's my question. Because I'm not going to just put all the blame. Somebody made a point on here. I think it was Lovely T. I was watching somebody else's video when they was covering the story, and they was talking about, she was making the point that they're putting all the blame on the black mother. That that people have the tendency to put everything on black women. You know I've talked about this in my videos, and yeah, that was an excellent point that she made. But I made the point that, well, I'm not blaming her black mother per se, but I'm just saying that she should have never lied to her in the beginning. And then I do put some of the responsibility on the biological father. My question is, why wasn't he there? Why wasn't he in this little girl's life and her brother's life? Where was he? So so I don't know if Dr. Phil, I didn't see the whole show, but I don't know if Dr. Phil asked her mother that. But if her African American father was actually a part of her life, and he was actually in her life, then she might not have had those beliefs. She might not have grown up thinking that she was white, and not on top of that, she's a racist white person. So I don't think she would be in that situation. She would have that mindset if her father had been in her life, you know. So that's my question right there. Where was her African American father at? Where was he? You know, shame on him for walking away. If he did that. Um, so that's my question right there. And then another question that I have is another thing, uh, problem issue that I'm having with this is, um, she says she's a white. She says she's white. She's a white girl. Um, she identifies herself as Caucasian, but then she identifies herself as a racist white person. That is, it's just so many issues with that on so many different levels, because first of all, you're making white people look bad. First of all, she's making white people look bad. She's making all white people look racist. She's making black people look bad. A lot of people are cracking on Dr. Phil because he gave this young lady a platform. A lot of black people are having an issue with the fact that Dr. Phil gave this young lady a platform in the first place, because she's on there saying a lot of horrible, terrible things about black people. Just terrible things about black people. Saying that all black people are fat and ghetto and just saying some horrible stuff. They got a clip of her because Dr. Phil is in Los Angeles. They got a clip of her walking around Los Angeles. She first clip, she's walking around Beverly Hills. She's in Beverly Hills, and she's talking about, yeah, see, this is where I would live if I was down here, and I'm white, so I would fit in and all this kind of stuff. And then they got a clip of her walking. I guess she's on Hollywood Boulevard. I'm assuming she's on Hollywood Boulevard because there's the stars. I've been to Los Angeles, so she's walking where they have all the stars, and she's saying, and it's a little bit of a sketchy area. I've been in that area. It's not a really, I wouldn't say it's a bad area per se, but it's not like Beverly Hills. It's a highly populated area because it's like a tourist area. She's walking, so you got some people, some street people that's on that street and all that kind of stuff, and she's walking down the street saying, I wouldn't be associated with these people. So she's not only racist. You guys got to watch the clip. You just guys got to watch it. She's not only she's racist, but she's classist. I found that out because I watched that clip again, and I was like, what? She's not only a racist, but she's a classist. So it's just so many different levels. This is just very disturbing, and so they got a clip of her doing that, and then some of the stuff that she's saying about black people is terrible. It's just horrible. It really, really makes us look bad. And so a lot of black people was upset that Dr. Phil even gave her a platform because she's saying such horrible things about black people. And she's planting seeds. If racist white people was watching that, it wouldn't make it any better because some of the stuff that she's saying about black people are terrible things. And then, but on top of that, she's also making white people look bad because she's making it look like all white people are like that. She's making it look like all white people are racist. And then Dr. Phil said if anybody disagreed with her, stand up, and everybody in the audience stood up, the white and the black people. And she was like, "Oh, they know they believe that way. They know they think that way. They just don't want to admit it. They when they go home, they probably type on their computer or whatever." I'm like, really? And the white people was kind of, the camera panned to some of the white people in the audience, and the white people was kind of looking at her like she was crazy, and they was laughing and stuff. And it's like, the problem with this situation is with her thinking that she is white. I'm like, when she looks in the mirror, I don't know if Dr. Phil asked her that, but when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Because the girl is dark. She's dark complected. She's dark skinned. She's darker than her mother. Her mother is lighter than her. And so she talking about she got white people's hair. She's talking about she has naturally straight hair, which I don't believe. If she has two African American parents, how you come up with naturally straight hair? Come on. Um, there are different textures. Black people do have different hair textures. You know, um, she could have a finer grade of hair. But I don't know about it being naturally straight. And I think that she's using some chemicals in her hair, or she's straightening that hair. She doing something to that wig when she get up. She ain't fooling nobody. But she said she had naturally straight hair. Then she compared herself to Kim Kardashian. So that was another thing that I was messed up about because I'm like, okay, Kim Kardashian is trying to be black. She compared herself to Kim Kardashian. And she said Kim Kardashian is a great role model. Nothing against Kim Kardashian. I don't have anything against Kim Kardashian. But Kim Kardashian, I don't know about you guys, but Kim Kardashian comes across to me as somebody that's trying to be black. She seems like, to me, from my perception, that she's trying to be a black woman, because and Kim Kardashian is married to a black man, and she has black children, well, biracial children, but they're dark skinned. She's married to Keon West, a black man, okay, and she likes to. There was a picture. She took a picture, a family portrait, and I could have sworn she looked just like a black woman in the picture. I mean, Kim Kardashian is not the most European acting black white woman out there. I mean, she's trying to she seems like she's more trying to identify more as a black woman than she is trying to identify as a white woman. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You guys let me know in the comment section. But she compares herself to Kim Kardashian. Says she built like her and all that kind of stuff. But Kim Kardashian is built like a black woman, you know, black husband, biracial. So I don't know. So that's kind of I question now. I wonder why she's identifying with Kim Kardashian. Um, and then it's just so many things about the story that's very disturbing. But like I said, she's making it seem like the way she's talking, she says she's Caucasian, but then she's a racist white person. And then she says she got KKK on speed dial. And I'm like, okay, I wonder what would happen if she actually went to one of their rallies. That's my question. If she actually went to a KK rally, would they embrace her? No. She might mess around and get hung. You know, I'm actually, this is scary to me. I'm really scared for this young lady because she gonna get a rude awakening when she when she really goes out into the world. Because right now she's only 16 years old. She's still under her mother's wing. But when she really get out there into the world, she gonna really hit it hard. I mean, she gonna really get a serious reality check, and she's gonna realize. When I first heard the story, I was like, let's see how that works out in the job interview. I want to talk to her after she goes to a job interview and she tells her employer that she's white. I want to see how that works out for her. It'll be interesting to see how that works out for her. So it's just that this girl, when she really goes out into the world and she actually does experience some racism, she's really gonna, and unless she goes into a serious case of denial, which that's kind of hard to do. If it's staring you, if racism is staring you right in the face, it's kind of hard to go into denial about it. But I don't know. I know on Living, if you guys ever watched that show in Living Color, um, is it Damon Wayans and anyway, they play these two characters. They call them the brothers. You guys ever watch Living Color? They have these characters on there called the brothers, and they think that they're white, and then if they experience some type of racism, they kind of like, oh, they're just, they make excuses for it and everything like that. I don't know. They might have clips of that on YouTube. You guys go check it out. But they call them the brothers, and so when they like I said, they experience some racism, they kind of go into denial about it. Like if they get stopped by a police officer, and the police officer is being racist, and oh, well, that's what they got to do. They got to uphold the law. Oh, I really respect our police enforcement and all that kind of stuff. So that's what she reminds me of. Unless she kind of goes into that, which that she would have some serious emotional problems if she go into that. And she go into that type of denial, then she got some serious issues. So I don't know. She's going to be in for a rude awakening when she actually does experience some real racism. And white people have a way of letting you know, guess what? You not white. And then the disturbing part of this is that she's not going to have access to the white privilege, because everybody know that there is white privilege, and she's not going to have access to that. She's clearly not going to have access to that because she's black. White people get treated differently. Black people get treated differently from white people. Everybody know that. So she's going to be in for a rude awakening when she really does go out and face the world. She's going to be in for a rude awakening. She's really going to be in for a rude awakening. So I'm really scared for this young lady. I'm really scared for her. She gets stopped by the police, gets racially profiled. I don't know. I'm really scared for this young lady. I mean, she's really, really, her mother needs to get her some help. She really, really needs some help. But like I said, her mother messed up telling her that her white stepdad was her father. That's a serious problem. He planted some seeds in her. I think her white father was a white supremacist, and he planted some seeds in her. There's a reason why she think like she do, you know, and some seeds was planted in her at a very young age. And so this is just so disturbing at so many levels. It's like she making black people and white people look bad in a sense, because she's making it look like all white people are racist, and she if white people actually believe some of the horrible things that's coming out of her mouth about black people. Well, that's not good. So let me know, guys, in the comment section what you guys think about this story. If you guys have seen these clips, because it's circulating around YouTube really heavy, and I had to address it. There's so many, wow, so many issues with this story. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. If you haven't seen the clips already, if you haven't seen it, go on Dr. Phil's. Dr. Phil does have a YouTube channel. Check it out. Other people are playing other people's channels. They're playing the clips on here as well. So check it out. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about the story. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. This is Free Jim.